And you have to start making noise in bed.
Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new replay, an amazing one of the best I ever saw in terms of playstyle, damage, literally everything, and it's brought to you by Revenge from the APA clan, so an extremely skilled clan and therefore an extremely skilled player we have the pleasure to watch. He's playing with his Vickers Light, which is the tier 10 British light tanks that is known to have an amazing gun mantlet armor and literally nothing else, maybe at some point a great gun dispersion and also good mobility and a really good HE penetration, but overall it's not a really popular tank. I mean, it's a good tank, but not a tank you would expect someone to do more than 10k damage with. And here, even if we are not at 10k damage, we are so freaking close from it. That's... you're gonna see. Let's jump directly into the replay. So, overall, what is the tactic to use with this tank? As you can see, Revenge is showing you exactly what you gotta do. You have to show your gun mantlet only if you expect bounces, and you have to use your mobility to relocate when you need to. Here, it seems like his team decided not to follow him as they are all camping the spawn, so I guess he has one of the worst teams ever, so we can expect it to be a direct loss from the start. He took an amazing shot from the grill here on the side of his turret. Unfortunately, if this one went in the gun mantlet, it wouldn't have been a penetrating shell, but unfortunately it wasn't. I truly love the fact that he stays in the back. He's always preventing and expecting the enemy team on their positions. He knows what the enemies are up to, and that's what I like about extremely skilled players. They know what you're gonna do before you even think about doing it, and by knowing and having that knowledge, it allows Revenge to take an advanced position, but in the back. From this position, he has an all-down situation. He can literally rip apart every single opponent that is coming to him without allowing them to push. Now, of course, he will have to get away probably soon, as the whole enemy team is focused on this side and the rest of his team just died. They are losing 3 tanks against nothing because at the moment they didn't do anything, so he has to do something. He needs to focus low life and take some distance, and I truly love the fact that instead of brawling in and trying to take some damage before going further, he goes away, escaping what could probably have been his death. He goes back to his teammates as he needs support and he actually needs some guns to fire at the enemies, and doing this he managed to sneak a perfect shot on the grill 15, taking his first kill. Now he has to take an advanced position where he can show his turret only. He's gonna try to play on the distance. I want to remind you, you're a light tank, therefore you have the same camo when you're moving and when you're not in movement, which makes it an incredible camo in order for you to escape nearly death situation, which is exactly the case here. So he just goes away, but by going away, one of his teammates died, and it allows him to sneak a perfect shot on the VK before going further. I mean, it was sure he wouldn't have been spotted as he's the one having the most view range here, and if he's the only one who can spot, he's the only one who can fire accurately. He's now in a 2 versus 5 situation, but I'm not expecting the FV1A3 to do a lot, as it's probably gonna do 1000 damage before dying, but as soon as he's reloading, he's extremely weak. But here, it's not gonna stop our friend Revenge. He sneaked the first shot on the VK. The VK now notices him, so he's not gonna try to go further. Instead of focusing on the VK, I love the fact that he went for the E50M. When you're in this kind of situation, always go for tanks that have mobility, especially if you're a light tank, because your only strength when you're against multiple enemies and your light tank is your camo and your mobility. You need to use both. He goes for the one shot, killing the PTA, turning the battle into a 2 versus 4 situation. For the moment, he's not trying to escape, he's helping his teammates, but unfortunately, and I truly love what he did here, he saw that the base was captured. A regular player would have stayed where he was there, but instead he went straight in, because he thought, okay, if they're on the cap circle, they're probably not gonna camp and not gonna cap, literally. They're gonna try to circle me, and he prevented it by simply going away. He pushed the WT, he sneaked the first shot, he has to go, okay, is he gonna take the shot from the WT? Luckily for him, he took an HE that didn't penetrate. Now he has to kill the VK, the WT, sorry, he goes for a first shot, but unfortunately it was an HE that went straight into the tracks, not allowing him to do that much damage. He has to deal with the WT, but it seems like the Heavy-103 wants to go with him as well. He sneaks the first shot on the Heavy-103, and now he's trying to escape as fast as possible. He's not staying here because the Heavy can literally one-shot him. He has to go away and use his mobility. He knows his teammates is probably gonna die in the process as he's alone against the VK, and he's probably reloading and bouncing the VK, as I see the VK life didn't really change that much. So he's now in a 1 versus 3 situation against a full life FV, a nearly full life WT, and a 2-shot VK. Let's see what he does here. He didn't go for a repair kit on his track because that was useless. I mean, he literally have enough mobility to escape the heavy in the WT, but I truly think if the WT wanted to push him, he would have been dead here, because even if he has a good mobility, the WT still have a good viewer and they could have been possibly spotting him. Luckily for him, it didn't happen, and he is still having a perfect playstyle. I literally have nothing to say about his playstyle. He's playing his tank amazingly well, and you're gonna see that when you play correctly, you are rewarded correctly. Always in hold down, he stinks the first shot on the VK 72-1K. Is he gonna be able to kill him? It seems, because he's going straight into the town where there are a lot of holes. Can he kill the guy? Yes, he can, turning the matchmaking into a 1 versus 2 situation. But Revenge is not out of trouble. He still has to deal with 2 tank destroyers. He goes for the first shot on the heavy. That was not expecting him to poke from there. Can he maybe sneak a second shot before the heavy turns in? He's spotted, I want to remind you, so now he's in a really difficult situation. He sneaks the first shot on the heavy. I want to remind you that the heavy was full HP at the beginning. He goes for his third shot, being in peekaboo, using his gun mantlet only. That's exactly what he's gonna do. Is he gonna do again? Yes! He was really good on this one. He took the shell straight into his gun mantlet, which didn't allow the Heavy-103 to actually penetrate, resulting in a bounce. It's gonna save his game because now he only has to deal with an heavy that it's a one-shot and still reloading, and a WT of Panzer 4. And I really love the fact that instead of raining and going right, he comes back to the left. He sneaks an heat shell in the heavy, and yes, now he turns the match, making it to a 1 versus 1. What a comeback. Now he has to deal with the WT. Is he gonna bounce the guy? Is he gonna bounce the guy? Okay, he didn't take the shot, but he still has to go in, because look at the time, guys. He has to go in. Pray for him not to get an HN. Yes, the WT accuracy sucked. He really fucked up on this one. Now he has to go in. He only has 10 seconds to kill the guy. Is he gonna make it? The WT can escape, and he destroys the guy, turning a 1 versus 5 situation into a win. What a blast. What an amazing replay. 9.5 thousand damage and every single freaking medals you can expect from a game like this. That was simply amazing, Revenge. Really, thank you for sending me that replay, and I truly hope it's gonna convince 1 or 2 guys to actually grind the Vickers, which is, in my opinion, a great tank to play with. Of course, you still need to have a lot of skills, as the tank is definitely not made for everyone, but when you see these kind of games, how can you tell me you don't want to just rush it? Now, of course, for the record, for those of you still wondering how do you want to play your tank, it's simple. Use your mobility like Revenge did, and when it's impossible for you to use your mobility because you're stuck or something, try to take an hold down position. Your gun mantlet is really troll and is gonna lead to a lot of bounces. Once again, thank you, Revenge. I hope you enjoyed that game as much as I did, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video, probably on the 7.3 update, or at least I hope.